call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahara Kalkadash, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kalkadash, Barakathum. Double honor to our apostles who are elders rule well, and blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and during truth and sincerity. All right, as you see in post-production, I'm kind of teetering what I should put before or after, but I'm going to name this, this is a GMS Antiquities, and the name of this lesson will be This Will Not End Well. All right, and we're going to go straight into the scriptures, and we're going to get straight to the video. All right, so let's see here. So we're going to go into Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right. And Babylon, that cup, here's an example, allowing women to move to move freely. You know, just to say it straight, allowing women to move freely in the gad abroad, and the scriptures speak against that. And what these Saudi Arabians were doing, even though it comes from the Shia law, or whatever laws that they have, however you pronounce it, don't correct me on it, but what was quoted that existed in their law, that law, it derives from our culture, the Hebrew culture or the Israelite culture. Okay, you could say Hebrew more than not, because that's pretty much where they got everything from, pursuant to Muhammad or the prophet that they claim to have. He pretty much was a traitor amongst Israelites, you know what I'm saying, or Hebrews, for lack of better words. But there was a traitor amongst Israelites, and he was funded through Khadijah, right? So he pretty much had a connection to the culture, all right? And as well as, before then, those Arabs had a connection to the culture anyway, all right? Which is why their belief system has a lot of our belief system in it. So at the end of the day, if what they have in Islam, if, it's the same as the Bible, then it's right, all right? So we're not saying we are Muslim, we don't do all that, what I'm saying? We're not. We praise the Most High, how Bashim Yahweh Shai. This is not religion. This is our culture. That's our historical accounts. This is our way of life. All right. But these outside heathens, they pretty much took our law, statutes, commandments, and put their own God attached to it. All right. But long story short, let's get into these scriptures. Back into the scriptures, Revelation 17:4 says, and the woman arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And that's filthiness to, allow women to be like that. So let's see here. Let's see what the scriptures say. And I'm not here to comment or argue or debate, to debate what time we're in and what's appropriate. Is what the Lord deems right and what the Lord deems wrong, okay? So it says in Sirach chapter 25, verse 24, it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Salakia. Let's start at 24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. All right. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off and give her from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. All right. So the scripture's telling you to women shouldn't be like gadding abroad, like as they say, or they get to gad abroad, they get to go where they want. You know what I'm saying? You don't really hear anything about, women of Saudi Arabian or Arab culture getting kidnapped like that, man. Unless it's, like what I'm saying is on a level of how these American women are getting kidnapped and snatched up. All right, because the Lord didn't set a law up like that for nothing, man. Because women don't make good decisions on their own, man. They need guidance, man. All right, regardless of how y'all feel, how harsh that feels. At the end of the day, women need guidance. They need leadership, man. All right, and a woman has had the ability to nurture. Okay, so let's get this. Sirach chapter 26 verse 7, it says, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that holdeth her is as though he held a scorpion. A drunken woman and a gatter abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. You know what I'm saying? Women don't have accountability, nor are they willing to cover their bodies. Because once they get the decision to do what they want, the first thing that's going to come of that is dressing how they want. And women are very superficial, and it's not a bad thing, because they're supposed to be like that, and they're supposed to be like shallow-minded, because they're taking up that other space within man. You know what I'm saying? As far as that nurturing, that, you know, making sure the house looks a certain way, making sure the children look a certain way. Where men are more spiritual, they're making sure that their kids act a certain way. Okay, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a woman's nature. But if you're giving a woman liberty to freely go and do as she please, she's gonna make wrong decisions. Going back to Simeon and Levi's sister. You know, when she was given liberty to gather abroad, she was taken, man. Okay, so Esau is pretty much, you know, trying his best to strip the power from the men via through the covenant that the Lord had bestowed on Israel, and these Saudi Arabians are using a poor man's version of that covenant, man. All right, it's the laws of the Most High for the most part, with a different God. You know, we don't eat pork, they don't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? Different things of that nature. It's just where the division happens when it comes down to the New Testament, Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, man. But at the end of the day, that's within the law, okay? So let's give the scriptures say what the women should do. And I don't get why women think it's a profound thing to lose your protection. Nobody feels more comfortable or more protected by taking off body armor. That don't make any sense. You know, so we're gonna go to Titus chapter 2 verse 3. It says, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness. So all you women that consider this is a great feat, if you call yourself a so-called Christian, whether no matter what nation you come from, that means you adhere to the law, statutes, commandments, and the will of the Most High. Because at the end of the day, when we get into New Jerusalem, all nations are going to have to keep the law. All right? The law, even though the law is written and we are supposed to govern and use it, it applies to every nation on planet Earth. Okay? So it says, in the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not spreading rumors, all right, gossiping, not giving too much wine, you know, all that drinking and city girl craziness, man. A woman's supposed to be chaste, man. A woman's supposed to be delicate, man, and carry themselves not all belligerent and loud and stumbling over themselves, man. All right, teachers of good things. What are the good things? It's the gospel, man. Not being independent, not, you know, wanting to gather abroad. Okay. It says, verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, all right, clear-headed, and to not be drinking, to love their husbands, not say that he ain't this and he ain't got a job, don't get that, he ain't up, blah, 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 you know, as the end up does to their fellow counterpart, all right, end up being a nigger woman or the female version of an Israelite, all right. So it says to be sober, love their husbands, to love their children, all right? Not using them as a vice to get revenge, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. So where does this come about that you don't need to obey your husband, that you should go where you want? That's why the name of this lesson is "This Will Not End Well." Because the Lord have deemed it to be so, man. The Lord ain't ordained that, man. So what you think? Why would you think that would work? But you know, I just wanted to bring that out, and hopefully that was edifying. So with that being said, I want to say call halal to Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, Bahava Kadash. Double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Also blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring true sincerity. And sincere, Ahabatham Tukwayam, Shalom.
And this is not a standalone decision. It follows a string of reforms that are being undertaken by the kingdom to modernize Saudi society. Here's a report.
Saudi Arabia has adopted a new legal amendment which allows Saudi women to live on their own. It may not sound like much of a reform to many, but in a country where women cannot live independently without their family's consent, this is a major step towards empowering them and ending the abuse of the male guardianship system. According to reports, Saudi legal authorities have removed certain paragraphs from Article 169 of the Sharia law. This paragraph stated that a male guardian is to look after any single divorced or widowed woman. This bestowed male guardians with the power to decide where the women stay, where they travel, and who they travel with. It also stopped women from traveling abroad without the approval of their male guardian. Time and again, this led to many families filing lawsuits against their daughters and wives who chose to live or travel alone. Now, the law has been altered, and it states the following things. An adult woman has the right to choose where to live. 2. A male guardian can no longer file lawsuits if a woman decides to live alone. 3. A male guardian can only file a report if he has evidence of a crime committed. 4. Even if a woman is sentenced to a jail term for a crime, she will not be handed to her guardian upon completion of the sentence. And 5. A passport will be granted to any Saudi woman who wants to travel alone. This decision comes after high-profile attempts by Saudi women to escape their families. In 2019, a probe was ordered into how the male guardianship system was being abused. 2 years later, a major rehaul is underway. It follows a string of reforms of Saudi Arabia. This includes lifting a decades-old ban on women driving cars, easing gender segregation in public places, curbing the powers of the religious police, removing a 35-year prohibition on cinemas, and allowing restaurants to play